Let's now go to Tamil Nadu. There's a policy decision that's been made by the TVK government under C. Joseph Vijay. We're not talking about the crackdown on protests that are led by CJP or left. We're talking about maternity policy that has now been rolled out by the state of Tamil Nadu, talking about a third child, keeping in mind an aging population and possibly also delimitation, how it is now in prospect going to be impacting the state. So let's in fact take a look at how is social media looking at it. How much of a trending topic is this announcement for a third child, and how you go ahead and get a maternity leave of up to a year if you are a woman government employee and you have a third child. So let's first take a look at that announcement that's come in from Vijay, from Tamil Nadu, and the kind of reactions that it is attracting.
Tamil Nadu is the first state to follow family planning in the strictest sense. But now, that is why we stopped with two child. It is better to have only two child for any family, which will save the family, which will make the parents to bring up their children. But that is why we stopped with two child. But if they are giving third child means they are violating, or they are dropping the family planning program at all, in total. I don't understand what the meaning of this. This government does not want family planning. That is the only thing I can find out from this.
Okay, let's now take a look at how social media really, looking at this news. Nabila is here, the expert. Nabila, you must have...
Expert.
Yeah. What is this announcement really doing for Vijay? Considering we are talking about a third child, and how a woman who does take that decision will be now able to avail a 1 year's leave. A baby bonding leave that we were talking about in Europe and America was never there in India, but 1 year in Tamil Nadu.
1 year paid leave for women who have a third child. And he's not unreasonable, right? When you're looking at Tamil Nadu's fertility index, it's dropped even below the replacement level. The country's already seen, overall, we're looking at a population dip. We might look at a huge population, India to be the largest population in the world, but in the next 2 decades, we're going to be the oldest population. Who's going to carry the burden of the country on their shoulders, right? So Tamil Nadu, as per the replacement rate, which is 2.1, is drastically dropped to 1.3. So that's pretty bad. But at the same time, you're looking at metros completely full. No place to stand in buses. No place to stand in areas. Well, ideally, the resources are very limited for the population of Tamil Nadu. If you have an influx of population now, where are the resources going to come from? Exactly what's been said on many of the social media posts that we've put out since we're putting out extensive stories on Vijay on Instagram and X, etc. So here, one of them basically saying that while you're giving maternity leave, why not paternity leave? Why only a woman gets to stay with the child while the man has to work, get the money home, but does not get any moment with their children.
That's another fair point.
Fair point. At the same time, a man also needs to contribute to diaper changing and all of the routine work to take to raise a child, which men now on social media are asking. Even men should get paternity leave, 1 year paid leave to raise a child, right? Another, as I go through some of the comments there, I'd like to take you through one of them also accusing Vijay of being religious. In Christianity, abortion is illegal, right? They don't encourage abortion. So so some of them saying that this is Christian party, Vijay trying to endorse his religion, and Christianity backs more children, and that's why he's pushing for a third child, right? And then you have yet another one. If I could tell you here you have one person asking a legitimate questions, right? Where's the employment? Where are job opportunities? Where are the resources to fend for these children? Even if you're having a third child, what are you going to give the third child, right? Where are the opportunities today? So here you have another one saying the government has centralized everything. There's no economy, and in a space like this, we're bringing a third child. So this is, flooded criticism on social media, not very welcome. Of course, the older generation is more welcoming, but the younger generation believes the corporate sector has largely gone childless because there's no money to raise a child.
But do you think this is also a pivot by Vijay in the face of delimitation, in the face of how Tamil Nadu stands to lose because obviously they've managed to curtail their population? It is not seeing that uptick like states in northern India, like the state of Uttar Pradesh. So this is also keeping in mind that aspect.
Delimitation in mind, it's a long shot, you know, because by the time you have a third child and that child is enough grown to vote, that'll be another 18 years.
Yeah.
Even if they have the child today, 18, 20 years. So if it's a 2-decade vision, I don't know, it's a long shot. But if it's about fertility, we should know in southern India, this is the second state that's done it. Andhra Pradesh has also incentivized women who have a third or fourth child. They've given women 30,000 rupees for a third child, 40,000 rupees for a fourth child. But what can 40,000 rupees really do to raise a child today? You know, if it's just about managing a child without giving them the best of resources, then all right. But if you want any good life for your child, then India is too populated a country to have a third child today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Nabila. So from 84 days, now you get 365 days. That is if you are in a government job, a woman who is planning on bringing up a third child in the state. So that is an incentive that Vijay's government has just announced. But there is an equation, a parallel that we are of course drawing with the census now. So that's the next story that we'd want to take up here on Newsroom Unfiltered. There is
For more news and updates, all you need to do is follow CNBC TV 18 on all of our digital platforms.